test. Gotta see how loudly I can talk.
Hi, hello, welcome.
Smile like that.
It's a regular smile.
It's crystal clear, we've been for years, struggling straight along the way, but having you by my side makes everything okay. We're watching video clips of all types of laughing out loud, we really hate this crowd, and we don't know where to go, hopefully take it slow. Lots of hustler minds will reject the decline, our approach to life and that, well that's just fine. We wanna let others live because it's none of our business. We press your chest and pull on now we're a mess. There's so many minds, hey, I'd like to align. See beyond this place, we want a part of this race. We do what we can, you better tough out, man. You're about to pass out or get a pick for the cloud. Why is it so hard out here? Lately it's so weird. Try to stay woke and humble and joke. It's f***ing hard out here.
Hey everybody, welcome back to It's Hard Out Here. I'm Joel Morales.
I'm Karen Ayala.
And today we have with us Aya Rodriguez, a friend of ours from El Paso, Texas. Welcome, Aya.
Thank you.
How's it
Happy to
going?
be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. So yeah, I mean, let's start off with El Paso, right? You're originally from El Paso.
Yeah.
What was it like for you out there?
Ooh, let's see. Actually, what high school did you graduate from?
I went
Paso?
to Eastwood.
Oh, you went to Eastwood?
Yeah.
Okay. So I went to Riverside.
Okay.
Graduated from Riverside, elementary, middle, high school, all in the Lower Valley.
Yeah.
Lived with my grandma, my grandparents. I think it was just the vibe of El Paso. It's totally different from here.
Oh,
I miss El Paso. I think I had a pretty good childhood, especially like with my sister, having my sister around. They're just always, my grandma was very quiet. So we kept each other busy, you know. All she did was cook and clean, just a very quiet household.
Yeah.
Oh,
Loved
fun
it.
fact, this is Marcella's twin.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
worth mentioning. If you guys recognize her, there's a good reason for that.
She is older.
Yeah, so we found out how much older are you than Marcella?
I'm 17 minutes older than
17
my
minutes,
sister.
yeah.
Yes.
I do love that. And I think it's so fun that you said that you miss El Paso because, like, everybody's like, I'm going to be out of there. Like, they want to be gone. And I love it there. Like, I love visiting. I love seeing it. I mean, I love Austin as well, but it's fun to hear that.
Oh, that's good. I feel that too. I feel like people who say that haven't been away long enough. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you been out here in Austin?
Oh, it's been about 12 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, I've been living here a while.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I don't go to El Paso too often. It's maybe been about once in the past 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I love it every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, hence the makeup and ode to Chicano culture. You
Yeah,
know?
oh,
Yeah.
That's pretty rad. Yeah, I do appreciate going back for sure. It's always nice to visit. But then I feel like if I just spend an extra amount of time there, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get out again.
Yeah, exactly. But the city's growing. It's growing,
Yeah.
but it still has the same features it did 10 years ago. And I think that's crazy. It just feels like they're add-ons.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the way that the city's just expanding out there towards like Horizon now. Like,
Oh, the whole east side,
Yeah.
whole different city.
it's all connected now. There's like no more. I think there's still like desert playground out there, so they kind of built around it, from what I understand. But I'm
That's
not
wild.
sure. Yeah.
I feel like it changes the map of El Paso. Like, what's the east side now? You
Yeah,
know?
no, really. So I mean, I was an East Side kid, right? And that's pretty much central now. At
Oh,
this point.
really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I was like right there, Eastwood High School. You know, I wasn't too far away. Maybe not even like. I wouldn't even think like half a mile away from Eastwood High School. I was like right in that neighborhood. Yeah, but yeah, it's just gotten so bigger now. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But so what kind of stuff did you do growing up there?
Oh, there wasn't much to do growing up in the Lower Valley besides hanging out with your friends, you know? So we did a lot of that. I can't say I was very good at school, you know,
Okay.
always skipping class, you know.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
it was
So
hard.
what were you doing when you were skipping class?
Oh, I don't know. The kids stuff with my friends.
Yeah, hanging out in ditches.
Oh my gosh, yes, there's this one ditch behind Riverside High School that everyone would just kind of just walk through and
Yeah.
everything.
Dude,
There's so many of those places in El Paso.
exactly, especially in the lower valley.
Oh, yeah.
Once I started skateboarding, we would go hang out in the ditches, you know? I'm like,
Yeah, the storm drains.
Right.
Or where the water goes when it rains.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's crazy. We would sometimes explore the tunnels too.
I would never, but that's great. I know kids who would, though.
Yeah, it was probably dangerous. Not the
Yeah.
best idea.
You made it. That's good.
Yeah, there was one tunnel in particular. It ran underneath Viscount, and it was pitch black in there. You couldn't see
gosh.
anything, and we would just go down it, and we were just like, "Let's see
How
where this
big was
goes."
it? Were you ducking your head?
Yeah, no, it was tight. And,
Oh, no.
yeah, and we're smaller then too, right? So
Yeah.
you can imagine how small the tunnel actually is.
Cave
We're
crawlers.
hunched over, yeah, and we're just going through. I panicked for sure, but after what seemed like an eternity, you could see like a little light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, my gosh. I couldn't.
Yeah, it was wild.
Have you guys ever been to Carlsbad?
You know what? I have, but I was so young. I don't remember it.
You know what? I see it in magazines. I was like, this can't be true. I've never been there. I think one day my mom tried to take us and it was closed.
Okay.
Yeah, but we were still in the area. It was like colder weather too, you know, so it's really pretty out there.
Yeah.
It's really nice,
it's
but I
fun
want to
here.
see the caves.
Yeah, we tried one of our visits to El
Oh, was
Paso.
that the one that
actually.
it was a snowing or something?
It was snowing and
Yeah.
like it had been iced over.
Oh, they closed
further
it.
out there. Yeah, so we were just like, nope, can't go.
Yeah.
But it was nice. We got to see the snow.
Yeah, that was cool.
The snow falling. You know, the kids had never seen snow before. Yeah, I don't think.
Well, not like that. They had seen like San Marcos snow, and it's just not. You know, it's not the same.
Just
as
It's
like-
not sticky.
mountain snow.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's different in different places.
Have you guys ever been skiing, snowboarding?
Yeah, I've been skiing.
Oh,
Really? That's a rich activity.
Well, okay, so I had an uncle who was a doctor, and he had a condo out there in Rio Doso. So we could go stay there. You know, we take like little weekend trips out there, and I'm not sure who would pay for the ski rentals
Somebody
and all that
would.
stuff. Yeah, but we were there. I was doing it, and yeah, I got to ski a couple times. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful out there.
yeah, it's real nice.
I was invited to snowboard with my stepdad once, and it was like in high school, and I was staying with my sister in Amarillo, but I panicked like on the flight, like going, and I couldn't go. So that was the only time.
Oh my God. So what'd you do?
I just went back to my sister's.
They let you off the plane?
Yeah, like I didn't even
Midair.
Here's your parachute. Here's your emergency cord.
boarding. So it was just, yeah, I was like, they called my parents because I was a minor technically, and they're like, listen, she's not having a good time.
I thought this
like,
was
"I don't wanna
recently.
go.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
Wow.
in high school. And I think really I just wanted to hang out with my sister probably, and like I think there might have been a cute boy maybe. I don't remember that well, but
At your sister's or
That's so
Yeah.
mean.
they're like, I can't handle it. I want to go snowboarding.
Where's my sister?
That's wild.
So I missed out on that.
I would do stuff like that too. I'd go to a sleepover at my cousin's house, and you know, you get that empty feeling at like midnight. Everyone's asleep, and you're like, I want to be in my own bed.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. Yeah, being a kid is hard.
Oh, it is. It definitely is. You have so many emotions, and you don't know how to handle them.
Yeah, exactly, right? You don't know what's going on.
And you got to be taught.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
otherwise you can't process that, and then you're just holding on to it, and it's all weird.
It gets weirder. Yeah.
You and your sister spent a lot of time growing up?
Yes,
Time
we
together.
did. We did. We shared a room probably until I moved out when we were 18.
yeah,
Oh,
she
wait.
mentioned that.
Has she mentioned that? I think I heard her mention about the guitar.
Oh yeah, what was that like?
Oh
for you?
my gosh. So it wasn't like an acoustic guitar that she was playing. It was an electric guitar. It wasn't plugged into the amp. So you would just hear plucking. It just
Yeah.
ding, ding,
It
ding,
doesn't
ding,
sound the
ding, ding.
best.
It
Yeah.
does not, you cannot make out the music, the song, unless you know it's plugged in.
Right.
So I remember hearing that all hours of the day.
Yeah.
Like my sister, she said she wasn't an artist growing up, but she was always drawing. She's lying. Since 7 years old, she would like copy sketches and everything, you know, getting a hand. Nothing too creative, but she would draw cartoon characters and all that. And then she picked up the guitar and she never put it down.
Yeah.
Like, never
Can
put it
imagine.
down.
That's cool.
And she, I think she's underrated for sure.
Yeah.
You know, she says, "Oh, it's been a while since I played," but you give her a guitar and she's like, just nothing. Yeah, and she's always been like that. Always very talented.
Oh, that's cool. So what was your extracurricular activity?
Mine was probably sleeping. I was always
Hell yeah.
And even now,
Rest is important.
I still sleep. Yeah, rest is so important, especially with training all the time. And that's something that my sister didn't mention before is that y'all do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been training?
Almost 2 years.
We're going on 2 years.
Amazing. Yes.
But
Thank you.
in my opinion, like we haven't been as consistent as I would have liked to be, you know, because we just have so much else going on. It's hard to get to class.
What is
sometimes.
consistency? You know?
Yeah, I mean-
jiu-jitsu is always there.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true. That's how I feel too. I mean, like at the most, we can get like 4 classes in a week. And then at the least, it's like we skip a few weeks or we'll skip. Yeah. And then it's like 1 or 2 a week.
That's
or
better
so.
than someone not going in at all.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Have we missed 3 weeks in a row before?
I think we might have during the holidays. Like
Yeah.
November, December was kind of a tough time because we were going out of town.
sure.
There was the holiday.
Yeah. Yeah, that was rough. And then the injuries. I mean, as like as white belts tend to do, they just get injured all the time because we're
Both
too.
broken our ribs.
Oh yeah, from pressure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just like smashed me, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Next day, coach comes and like just lays on me, and I'm like, that really hurts.
Yeah,
What's going on?
You get that little pitch. Been there for
long have you been
sure.
training?
I've been training jiu-jitsu about 5 years. Yeah, since like 2018,
Awesome.
2019.
Okay. What rank are you?
I'm a blue belt still.
You're a blue
Yeah,
belt? That's
I
awesome.
love it. Yeah, I think I want to stay blue belt.
See, that's why I'm like, I don't know if I ever want, like, I'm good knowing it. I don't even know, like, or care what belt I'm in. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I made it to blue belt. Like, no, I'm just learning. This is fine.
Learning, always learning. You'll always be a white belt. And with the popularity of no-gi, you don't really have belts no more. You have your beginner, novice, advanced.
Exactly. It's so wild that like you'll see blue belts going up against black belts
Easy.
in competitions and taking it too, taking the W. Just like what? It is like it's like ranks don't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, it's about the training,
Yeah.
baby. It's
Yeah,
about the
exactly.
mat time.
It's just like you're either not good or you're good or like you're really good. Like
You have a good day or you have a bad day. Yeah.
that too. Yeah, it varies too depending on the day.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Right? Yeah.
You never know with jiu-jitsu.
Are you doing gi and no gi or?
I do both just because I do cross-train judo. I've been doing judo
That's right.
about 2 years, really focusing on my stand-up. I love to do wrestling, no-gi judo.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I'll do both gi and no-gi.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. And so, do you also get like wrestling classes in, or is that?
Oh yeah,
that's
I do. I love the wrestling class right now at the jiu-jitsu gym. I'll shout out Miles' wrestling class.
Yeah.
What I love most about it, I think it's so crazy, and I had brought it up to him, is that the majority of the classes is majority women in the
Really?
wrestling classes.
Whoa.
And how hard is it to get women into a wrestling class,
Dude, yeah.
Very hard, but every class, the women always outnumber the guys. Sometimes it's all women.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Amazing, without him even trying.
Yeah.
It just,
cool.
he just created like this safe space, and all, like, my girlfriends are
That's
just happy
awesome.
to be there, happy to learn.
Great. That is so
Wow,
great to
that's
find
so
out.
cool.
Yeah, without even trying. Shouts
For
out
real?
to you, Miles.
Yeah, shout out Miles. Good job, dude. Wow, that is great. In my opinion, I think wrestling is very beneficial, especially for like self-defense. And especially like being women, kind of always just like having to be on your toes, just walking around the city or whatever. I think wrestling's like really good for self-defense because you just learn how to control somebody, and especially from a stand-up position, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, because the other day I was doing, I was rolling with somebody, and I hadn't rolled in several weeks because of an injury, and I started standing up, and like we just did not go down for the longest time. I'm like, man, our wrestling sucks. Like,
Well, how do you get better? Stand up. Yes, I love that. I love that. I've been focusing on my stand-up for about 2 years, just all stand-up, It's built my gas tank for sure, because
Really?
that stand-up cardio is different.
that's true.
Even just 10, 15 minutes of shadow wrestling, and you're already warmed up. You have your sweat going.
Yeah, for sure.
Love it.
Yeah, I think I pulled something just doing the warm up for wrestling once.
Easy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that was
I remember
embarrassing.
we were at, oh gosh, I can't remember the event we were at, but they spent 15 minutes all stand up game and they were drenched. Like,
Easy.
it was like, you would think that they're not doing work and it was like avoidance, but it was like, no, they're constantly working. They are trying.
Was that flow? Was that a flow grab?
I
That
don't
one?
remember.
I don't remember the name of the
I
actual
know. I
event.
think it was like, who's number
But-
one?
Nice.
it?
WNO.
Yeah,
Love
I think
that.
it was that one. Yeah. So, I mean, the judo must help out a lot with that too.
I
right?
love
It's all
it. Yeah,
throws.
definitely. The two games are so different.
Okay.
I had some trouble in the beginning when I did pick Jiu-Jitsu back up.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't translate very well. Jiu-Jitsu does not translate to judo at all. In judo, there's some newaza, some grappling, but you're not really looking for a submission. If anything, you're looking for a pin.
Okay.
So you're doing a lot of kesakatame.
Okay.
Not looking for the arm bar. That's something my judo coaches had to talk me out of.
Oh,
They're like,
really?
no, don't go for the arm bar, go for the pin. I was like, well, what? It's right here. I just need to throw my leg across.
Yeah.
That's definitely. And then with jiu-jitsu too, in judo you have a very upright posture.
Okay.
In jiu-jitsu and wrestling you have to worry about. There's so much you have to worry about.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to worry about single legs, plus doubles, them taking your back, slide bys, duck unders.
Yeah.
So level changes too,
Yeah.
you don't get that a lot in judo.
Yeah.
So it
Okay.
takes a bit of learning and correcting constantly. Learning the hard way too, always.
So what's the initial approach for judo? It's just like you're standing and then you're looking for grips.
Ooh, yes, the stance for sure. You gotta see if you're gonna be in ayatsu or kenkayatsu. Open stance or a closed stance. You look
Okay.
at the feet, right versus right or left versus right, and just play off of that. There's a whole game behind that, and I feel like a lot of left foot lead has a huge advantage, because most people play right foot lead.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So you have some sneaky foot sweeps in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Sometimes in judo clubs, if there are too many right-handed players, they'll kind of teach you how to play left-handed. So you can
Okay.
have you can be well-rounded in both.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
cool.
love it. Yeah.
That's good.
So that's the first thing I look at.
Yeah.
When you square up to somebody, their stance, and then their level. Is their level low? Are they gonna be shooting for singles? Or is their posture high? I love it. And there's so much to it. You have your inside control, outside control. You have to block with your leg, your single. So they don't get your leg. Love it. That's a whole game to it. And that's what I've been focusing on for the last 2 years.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Love it. But then you go to jiu-jitsu, and then doing jiu-jitsu, you have, when you first start, you learn open and close guard.
Yeah.
All right, open, close guard.
Yeah.
But now you got K guard, R guard, Z guard, X guard. You're like, oh man,
I
all of a
know.
sudden, yeah. And you guys got a 10th planet?
Yes.
Yeah, you do like rubber guard, yeah. So many. The leg entanglements, them getting into cross ashi, I'm like, oh man, a
the
lot of
legged
learning.
game is crazy.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
but
It's
I'm trying to
growing
pick it up.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, they kind of just throw you in it at 10th Planet. It's
Yeah.
like they don't really start off with fundamentals or anything. They're just like,
Yeah.
here's the technique, and they're like throwing all this jargon. And you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
There's like a beginner's class, but even then, it's just like you never know what part of beginners you're getting into.
Yeah.
You can jump into a more, they've gone into their course a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we were kind of forced into the all levels class.
Yeah, timing wise.
Yeah, our work schedules just didn't allow us to go to the beginners class.
Amazing.
So, yeah, we had to jump in all levels,
Yeah.
and we're already learning heel hooks and stuff. And I was like,
Agree.
okay, I guess this is where we're at.
Yeah, we're the memes and all a white belt trying to go for a heel hook and 2 white belts going like,
Yeah, for real. Yeah, you don't quite understand the braking mechanics. Yeah.
I got something here.
It's not working.
I did like that one coach told us, they were like, I wish we had started off like you're getting everything all at once. And we were like, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. At my old gym, my first coach, I wasn't taught heel hooks for about 2 years.
Right.
Yeah, or any leg locks.
Yeah.
You know, it's
This
just
is not
two.
allowed in like competition, right?
Yeah, it's that old school way. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's just very old school, only advanced do it. But nowadays everyone does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically fundamentals now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So how'd you get started in martial arts?
I started in martial arts. So I tell everybody I was looking for some more discipline. You know, I was doing yoga, going to yoga classes, and I saw pictures on the internet. And okay, so we'll go back to the beginning. So that's what I tell everybody. But the actual reason was years ago, and this was so long ago. I was living with this guy, and he'd like to do like recreational drugs. And one day he went into like a psychosis, you know, just totally like blew up, you know, and started attacking me. But he got on my back. Basically a typical Tuesday for a white belt. You know, it wasn't as bad as, but at the time I was so traumatized by it.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I was so.
That is a big deal.
But looking back, it was weak as.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Now you know, yeah.
Typical Tuesday for a white belt. Yeah. But at that time I was so traumatized. I was like, you know what, I need to do something. So I looked up best sport for self-defense. It was like Jiu-Jitsu. I saw pictures. I didn't see videos. Wasn't sure exactly what it was. I wasn't sure what grappling was. I thought it was like Taekwondo, you know, you do your techniques, you know, like your kata.
Yeah, like the punching and kicking stuff.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I knew there wasn't striking in jiu-jitsu, but I didn't know there was live sparring. So I Google closest gym to me. So I walk into the closest gym I can find. And it's this big old tough guy, you know, with tobacco under his lip.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, "Are you Aya?" I was like, "Yes." So I see these sweaty big guys, you know, on the mats, you know, they're sparring.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's like, "Do you have a gi?" I was like, "A what?"
Yeah, right.
I had no idea what a gi was, didn't know how to tie my belt. And this is years ago. And he taught me from the ground up, my game up. Yeah. Right. And I think I had started my first competition after like 3 months of training.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, he said, right. And he said, if you want to compete, there's no better time to start than to start now.
Right away,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
there's
that's
no,
what they say.
Yeah, you'll never be ready if you feel like you have to be ready.
Right.
Dang. Yeah.
And then we've heard a lot, like that's where you learn the most too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is in competition, yeah.
It's like 100 rounds.
Yeah.
You know, one competition round is like 100 rounds.
Right.
You know, you just learn so much.
Yeah, because they're like trying to kill you.
Oh, for sure. You're trying to kill them. Yeah, it's that mentality, that dog, you know. You got to have that dog in you.
So how long were you training with this guy?
I was training about 3-4 years. He gave me my blue belt, and it wasn't just, you know, he didn't just hand out belts. You know, I was a white belt for 4 years.
Awesome.
He was like, if you're gonna get a belt, you're gonna deserve it.
Right. That's great. Yeah, 'cause I mean,
awesome.
definitely don't want to receive a belt and feel like I don't deserve this.
No, he was so funny. Yeah, he was like, if you go anywhere else, I don't want you embarrassing me. You know, you gotta make sure you're good. You know.
Hey, that's a thing.
He was like,
sure.
I won't give it to you unless I know you can beat up a man.
Yeah. I have heard coaches say like, you know, hey, that's my name too. You know, when people
very
are
much
asking
so.
for fights.
Yes.
You never come to class. Why do you want to fight? I'm not gonna put you up there with my name under you.
Yeah, he was very old school that way, and his conditioning was very tough. You know, he did treat me like one of the guys too.
That's good. I mean,
But he was like, "You're also my daughter." You know, very loving. Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, "Yes,
that's
coach."
cool.
Yeah, great
that's
guy.
Good. Yeah.
That's a good way to start, because sometimes it's not like that welcoming or that concerned or cared for. You know, people will walk away because the gym is not doing well. They're not caring about people that are coming in. And I had heard something recently that like you've got to watch out for the white belts that come in, because they're the ones that are continuing your business. So like that's really awesome that they made you welcome and took care of you.
Yeah, eventually, you know, I was the only girl for a long time, you know. So I'm the smallest, you know. I'm usually the smallest at every gym I go to.
Yeah.
You know, so I started branching out a bit more. going to other gyms. I still go to every open mat I can go to. You know,
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
love visiting other gyms. You know, you make friends there.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, adults say they have trouble making friends. I was like, just join a jiu-jitsu. Join a
You try
gym.
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, that's what's so
Preaching.
cool about the sport too, is that like everybody, for the most part, is pretty cool, and like they're all working together, and it's just like a really cool sport where it's just like, yeah, let's all do this.
Yeah, you still have your bad eggs, you know. I
Yeah,
mean, people are
for
people.
sure.
Oh
you know,
yeah,
where you go.
and they weed themselves out too. You know.
That's true. Yeah, they become very isolated. You know, if that sort of like behavior or treatment continues, people pick up on it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
for
Really
sure.
trying to like hurt someone, it gets called out.
Yeah.
For sure, that especially, and I always stress. Everyone says, "What's your favorite part about jiu-jitsu or martial arts training?" It's my training partner. You know, you can't get better without them.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's my goal for jiu-jitsu, is to be the best training partner. You know, just to give them the right reactions. You know, iron sharpens iron.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dang,
that
that's
is
cool.
so important. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. Well, maybe it's just not as commonly considered, I guess you could say. They being a good training partner is just so vital to like the overall experience, you know? Like you're doing good for your partner, and you're also like training how to react properly too,
Exactly,
right? You know,
yeah.
like it benefits you as well. And nobody gets hurt. That's important too.
Don't hurt each other.
Yeah.
Like, how are you gonna get better if you're just, you know?
No one want to be your
Beating
training
people up.
partner.
Yeah, exactly. I did, and sometimes you want to avoid like newer men, especially because they're just like really aggressive and they're just out for
They
blood.
want to get the position.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's just like chill out, man. Like,
That's. I mean, it's definitely an ego thing. I think that some people have to be humbled whenever they. You're probably step into a gym because they're just like, well, I'm strong, I can do this, and then it's like, oh, this girl beat me, dang.
I love when that happens, dude. I remember like the first, I don't know, we hadn't been training very long at all, and we were at open mat, and there were some visitors, and there was like, I assume she was like 15, 16-year-old girl there, just like looking for rolls, and she comes up to us, she's like, do either of you guys want to roll? And I was just like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Dude, she just like wiped the floor with me.
I
I
can
was like,
change you
yep,
to a pretzel.
yeah, that makes sense.
I love that. You know, they're probably the ones whose dad's been training, or maybe they're a wrestling coach, you know, and they grow up on the mats.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Love
Yeah.
That's pretty
them.
cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Those are
that
the
too.
champions.
The like fighting families, those are pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what their household's like, so disciplined.
I would hope so. You
Yeah.
know, because I mean, it does take a lot of discipline just to like show up to class, you know, and just
Exactly.
be ready to learn, to be open to instruction, you know, and criticisms, and there's just so much to it, you know, you don't even realize unless you're there.
For sure. Yeah, you don't understand it unless you do it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. So how do you balance your training with like your life?
Training is my life.
there it is.
Very much so. Yeah, just
Become one.
all around. I train every day, twice a day.
Whoa.
Sometimes, Mondays and Wednesdays, Fridays. I try to make it 3 times.
Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Yeah,
so
just
wild.
every day. But I also I have a pretty full-time job as a line cook, you know. So I'm always cooking
Okay,
too,
yeah.
always in the kitchen. So if I'm not at work, I'm at the gym. If I'm not at the gym, I'm showering, eating, and sleeping, you know.
Wow.
I sleep on my days off. If I have 2 sessions, you know, I shower, I eat, and then I sleep right in between, you know.
Okay.
Nothing else, you know.
Just
Don't
napping.
wake me up. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Recovery is so important, especially if you're going
Yep.
so hard. You know, and you have to eat right too. You know, you don't want to lose your bone density, break something.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah.
Injury, yes. Yeah, luckily you don't have no injuries, but it's like, do you really not have any injuries? It's like, no. Actually,
That's true.
my
yeah.
knee's tweaked, my shoulder hurts right now, you know, but nothing major, you know,
Right.
stuff you can work through.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing that's taking you out.
Yeah.
You're gonna have like little naggy stuff all the time.
All the time. Yeah, especially in your fingers too, if you're doing gi and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
I've
the
heard
thing about
that.
yeah, it's all like grips, a lot of grip work. And
Ah,
just, like,
in judo
constant-
too, it's all grip work. Part of the fight's the grip fighting, you know.
Okay.
You can't get a throw in without, you know, having your grips, your setup correct.
Wow, that's crazy.
How'd you get into cooking?
It's something I've always done. As soon as I graduated high school, immediately went into working. Worked in like a diner as like a cashier, bussing tables, you know, picking up the tables. making coffees, and they had a little kitchen in the back, and the cooks kept calling out. So I had to go and fill in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'd always just fill in. And I remember at my first, it was like my first time in the kitchen, my coworker, she was deaf. She was the other cook. So I learned sign language from her, and she was my
awesome.
best friend. So in the kitchen, it was the quietest kitchen I've ever worked in. Quiet as in no talking, but you know, she would throw pans. You know,
Sure, yeah.
you can't hear. She couldn't
like a
hear.
chef.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd hear your pans throwing. And she would teach me everything. You know, you got your tacos, your beans. You know.
Oh, now you're making me hungry. That's all it took.
So that's how I learned how to cook in a kitchen. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
From
And
her.
so, when you were younger, what did you see yourself doing anything? Did you have any like goals or aspirations?
Did not.
No?
No.
Same. Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah,
I think it's fine. You know, I just wanted. I didn't want to work.
Yeah,
I just want to
same.
stay at home.
Same.
You know, if I can just live like a luxurious life. Just,
Yeah.
You know, being me.
Yeah, just
Why
exist.
not?
And
Yeah.
just be fed.
But I think.
So hard.
Yeah, exactly. Why? I think it's a great goal to have.
Dude, that's amazing. Like when you said that you really enjoy just like napping or sleeping, I was like, yeah, same. Dude. Like, I mean, I grew up the exact same way. I just didn't have any clue what I wanted to do or what I wanted to be, and like just had to figure stuff out, I guess. You know. So what sort of things kind of like pushed you to have to, or like what ideas did you come up with initially when you were, I guess, getting a little older in your teen years? You know, started thinking like, all right, I have to do something like.
That's hard. I've always been a hard worker.
Okay.
Yeah, always been a hard worker. And starting like my first job, just moving on up and eventually you work in better kitchens, you get the experience, you go to a better kitchen. For a while I was working in hospitality. I was at a resort,
Oh, wow.
Huge kitchens, huge commissary. And the catering, you have so many different orders. You have a huge staff, and that's where I learned most of my experience. And then when I wanted to take my training a bit more seriously, I had to step back. I couldn't be working, around the clock all the time.
Okay.
So I was like, I want to focus more on training. That's what it really makes me happy, and I can do this. So I became a line cook. Just come in, get my station set up, bust out some plates. I have a great job. I love it.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like working in a kitchen is so hard.
Yeah.
It's a difficult job. It's tired. It's laborious. And it does affect my training. During the seasons, the busy season, like the holidays, super busy. You come out, your nervous system is so frazzled. And you have to regulate. You can't just be doing that every day.
Yeah. Has training helped you out at work at all in order to like remain calm? And
Oh,
just,
the
like,
mentality for sure. I wouldn't be able to work in a kitchen without, having that type of patience you learn in Jiu-Jitsu,
Nice.
You learn how to stay calm. You literally under pressure,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this makes work a piece of cake,
Yeah.
I see people, especially like during a brunch service, people get stressed out, you have to do a lot. And I was like, y'all just watch this, you can do this easy. I was like, this is a piece of cake. I was like, it's no worries.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Love
Very
it.
cool.
So you have like a very like strict schedule, huh? There's like tons of
Yes.
discipline and just regular
Yes.
routine.
But yeah, same thing every day. Yeah, same thing every day.
cool.
And so you've always been that way? Like when you first started working, you were kind of just like, all right, I've got to like get enough sleep for work the next day, or were you kind of just
In
figuring
the
it out?
earlier days, no.
Okay.
I would go out with my girlfriends, and just you know what you do when you're young. You get like 2-3 hours of sleep, and you're at work, clocked in, like serving tables.
For sure.
I can't do that no more. But 2 years ago, I had stopped drinking, and that changed my whole routine too.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for an afternoon out on a patio.
Right.
And you love that. I think that's the most triggering part for me is a good day. A good day, I'm like, oh, you know what? I want to go sit on a patio,
just
have a
hang
beer
out.
with my friends,
Yeah.
Definitely good days like that are triggering for me.
Yeah.
But it's fine, I don't even think about it anymore.
That's
That's
good.
awesome. Congratulations on that. It is not easy.
Yes,
That
thank
is
you.
so
Yeah, everything's surrounded, like every celebration, a birthday, you
Yeah.
have to take a birthday shot, and I'm all for it. I'm not against drinking or anything. It's just not for me anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so you abstain completely.
Completely, 100%.
drinks at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool. Yeah, that is really
2 years
awesome.
strong. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, and it was affecting my training. I'd come in hungover. I'm like, I'm just gonna sweat out this hangover.
Yeah.
It gets rough sometimes
Yeah, I
too.
can imagine.
You're like, oh, but I gotta do it. And I was like, taking my training more seriously. I was like, I gotta cut this out. It's hindering my progress.
Yeah, I was wondering what brought you to the decision.
Mostly training,
Just training.
definitely.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
and then since I've stopped, my progress just skyrocketed.
Oh, that's
Really?
cool.
Wow.
More the motivation.
Yeah.
Loved it.
That isn't. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and so you're still competing in everything?
I haven't competed in about a year.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm looking to do Worlds this year.
Oh,
Cool.
cool.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. At the gym I'm currently at, we have a lot of just at the highest level athletes coming in and out, doing their trainings. So I'm lucky to have training partners, and you make friends with them. You go to a competition, you see them again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they're in their same weight class as you, you're like, yes, let's go.
Sure. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a great place to build a community,
Yeah, it
and just
really
have
is.
like real close friends. And then you guys are like doing, in my opinion, like one of the hardest things where you're just trying to like strangle each other.
Oh yeah, when you're in a high level room,
Yeah.
it's great, Oh my God,
I
you
can
get
imagine. It's so hard just doing it like sober, because we don't drink and we have like a hard time with it. It's hard
Oh,
work. I
yes.
can imagine doing it like hungover. My God.
Oh yeah.
Puking on the mats or
Oh,
something.
basically, yeah, you'll dry heave for
Oh,
sure.
No, that sounds horrible.
You sweat extra hard and you're extra dehydrated,
Yeah.
just not for you.
It's not a good mix for
You've
sure.
been competing since you started, right? Yeah. How many competitions have you done already?
Like I would say I'm a local competitor.
Okay.
I do the opens and everything.
All right.
Definitely a lot since before COVID. Once COVID happened and they stopped doing like the competitions,
Yeah.
and then they had it regulated. The rules were different. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
Okay.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, we weren't even
No.
in it at that point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we just started. I mean, yeah, it still feels like we've just started.
Yeah,
you know?
I still
like,
feel like I'd like day 5 maybe.
Yeah, but like we realized, like, oh my God, yeah, no, we're going on 2 years now. That's
Yes.
crazy. Like,
No. Oh man.
it goes
Yeah.
so fast.
I'm going through a day one rut right now. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm day one again. Always.
I hear that from a lot of people. Yeah, like it just always feels like there's always something to learn. You feel like you just started, or you feel like you suck.
Yeah, or if you have a game that you're really familiar with and all of a sudden it's not working anymore, that's the worst.
Yeah.
You're like, what am I doing wrong? This used to work on all the time, and either your teammates pick up on it.
That's a big one, right? Yeah, you get used to other people's just like go-tos.
Oh, easy. Yeah, and especially if you're good at reading somebody else, you can pick up their patterns.
Yeah.
But it goes like this.
Right. I've also heard an interesting phenomenon that occurs where like you can't really tell that you're getting better because you're training with the same people, and so you're all getting better together.
Exactly, and that's what competition comes into play.
Right.
You go compete with other schools, see what they do and everything.
Yeah.
And also going to open mats too.
Yeah.
That was actually a big one for me too. Going to open mats, you gain a lot of experience. I was always nervous walking in. As a small girl,
Yeah,
For sure.
you get nervous, but my coach always said never be scared.
Yeah.
So if anyone says they want to roll, I'm like, yes. I've never said no.
Really?
Never.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's like inspiring.
Yeah. Definitely, I think we take a different approach for sure.
I'm always like avoid eye contact.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, like just step off real quick, get back on.
Yeah. I'll take a rest this round.
Yeah. I mean, for me, being a smaller guy, there's just the other day, there was nothing but like huge dudes there after class. Like they always open up the mats for open mat after class. And I was just like, I try to get one roll in, before, because I got a pretty tight schedule.
To work,
But it was nothing but big dudes, and everyone else was already paired up. And I was just like, all right. And then there's this like massive brown belt just like laying on the floor, kind of like stretching. And he's a real nice guy, you know.
Sounds like a brown belt.
Yeah. And I'm just like, hey, you want to go? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, okay. Oh my God. I could not move him like at all. I mean, he's already massive.
He's like a
and,
rock. Like,
he's built. Like he works out, you know, he's like solid. And then he was just like, of course, just like playing around with me. He fireman's like lifted me. Just, like, he took it easy too. He like let me down gently. And he was just like,
Playing.
yeah. He was like, "Did you like that? I took it easy." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. Thank you." And then
So
he did. He let me just like work, kind of like trying to recover guard, you know. And then he even like got a little snarky. He's like, "You didn't realize that recovering guard would be this exhausting, huh?" And I'm like, "I don't know, dude. Like you're pretty big. I think I could have guessed that this was gonna be tiring."
Oh, that is so funny. Yeah, as soon as I get stuck on bottom, I'm like, this is it. This is it, you know?
I feel like I need to just be the bottom player because I always end up on bottom. Like I have such a hard time staying on top.
I love guard game. Like that's I have so much more thought process like as a bottom player.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And like I am working to like, you know, be in a dominant position, but like I just like see so many more pathways, I think, from the bottom.
I think that's a woman thing too. Women are great at leg locks and leg entanglements and stuff. Yeah, they're just so good at it. And if women just roll intuitively too, there's a lot, I feel like there's a lot more pathways they think of.
Yeah.
And men are, I think men roll a bit differently than women.
I think so,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I've heard some women say things like, you know, guys just like to muscle through everything. And, you know, I'm guilty. for
Why
sure.
not?
Like,
If I could, I would too.
when like I roll with her and she's like getting like dominant position or she'll get like a good like sweep
I
or
can't
something,
let
I'm
this
just like, no.
You literally stand up.
I mean, yeah, it's I don't know what it is. It just like kicks in, but
I love that.
That's been one of my practices lately where I'm just like, okay, don't do that. You know, like don't be that guy. Like relax, just calm down, like
It's
reel
so
it back.
funny though.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like that kind of stuff doesn't bother me because I'm like, all right, well, I'll just wait until the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, taking a break.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
I love that. How is your guys' wrestling?
I could definitely improve. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
But we went to this one stand-up seminar from a fellow gym mate, and I learned so much in just that 1 hour.
I love
Oh
seminars.
yeah, it was a solid. He used to be like a real high level wrestler. I think did he do college or?
I think so.
It was college wrestling.
Yeah,
right?
definitely college wrestling.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's still super impressive in his jiu-jitsu as well. Like, so flexible. You
Oh, yeah.
cannot do anything.
And one of the things he had mentioned was kind of what you were talking about earlier. He was just like, guys, every time we're standing up, I'm hearing a lot of like feet like moving around, patting around. And he's like, you should have one foot forward and like know which foot is forward and pay attention to that. Like,
Very
he's like,
important.
slow down. You guys are just like all over the place. He's like, work with one side first, you know, whichever side you're comfortable with. Get good at that first and pay attention to what's happening.
Yeah, don't switch your feet a lot too.
Yeah.
That's something my judo coach taught me.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep your stance. Keep your same stance.
Yeah, it's just
that was
it's
a big
hard
one.
for sure.
It is.
You go into like survival mode, you know, and you're just like, oh no, I gotta like, I don't know, move around. If I keep moving, they're not gonna get me.
Oh, exactly.
Sometimes you just give them positions, you know, you give them an
just
opportunity.
because you're like thinking of something else and you don't realize that you just like made your whole leg vulnerable. You're like,
you just
that's
set
why
them
I'm on the
up.
ground now.
I love that. And I love that about judo because it's about the finesse, you know, it's the push, pull, catching them, pulling them up.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you're just getting thrown, you know.
Some of those judo tosses, oh my god, yeah, they look gnarly.
Oh, they feel gnarly too if they catch you by surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends who you're doing randori with, you know, sparring with.
Randori, okay.
Yeah, they
That's
call
so
it
cool.
randori.
I
Yeah.
love all these
I know, I love that
terms.
they still use all the terminology. That's so
Oh yeah,
cool.
you still have your sensei, your senpai.
Yeah.
What else do they do? You know, we still bow at the beginning and the end of class. We bow to our teammates. You know, we bow to the mats.
That's
I love
nice,
it.
yeah.
Respectful.
That is respectful. That's one thing that I kind of wish was more prominent. Just like the respect. However, it's like expressed, you know, is fine. But I just kind of feel like sometimes it's lacking. You know, there's so many like rivalries built up or whatever, or people will get like legitimately mad at,
Yeah,
at
they're
their
just, like,
opponent.
mad.
Yeah.
We're learning, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so funny.
So, I mean, It is what it is, right? I mean, it is a combat sport, so that's also understandable. But at the same time, I'm just like, for me personally, I'm never trying to hurt anybody, and I'm hoping that they're not trying to hurt me. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
like, we can get the submissions, that's all fine. But like, come on, dude, like, don't take me out of the game. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
I want to keep doing this.
I actually see more injuries in jiu-jitsu than I do in judo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they definitely take care of their uke really well, you know. They just know. They're not blasting throws every single drill, but you are falling a lot.
Yeah.
You know, with every drill you do, every rep you do, you're taking a tumble, you know.
Oh, and they're teaching you how to fall properly too,
You
right?
have
In judo?
to. Yeah, definitely. I think more people should practice their break fall for
Yes.
sure, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I barely know how to do that. It's like, I don't know, my brain is just like so slow on it.
It was it was a little rough. Like
It was so funny looking too.
yeah, I thought it was interesting because like I guess where did I learn how to do that? I mean, the very basic fundamental one where you just kind of like roll back into it and like slap.
Yeah, backwards roll.
Very basic. And I think I learned that in like because I used to take like Taekwondo when I was a
that's what I was
kid,
thinking,
so
right.
I probably learned it there.
Yeah.
And it was just like natural to me. I was like, how? I was kind of. Shocked, I guess, that she didn't know how to do it. I was like, how do you not know how to do this? And I was like,
Like, it's so simple.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can see everybody else doing it too. So I'm like, is this like a thing that like humans should know how to do?
Yeah, right. Instinctually, I'm pretty like you'll either put your hands forward or backwards. Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, no, you like slap the ground because
no.
that's how
Yeah.
you're breaking the fall, the impact. You're like distributing the
I
impact.
love smacking the mat. I love smacking the mat. Just a good crispy throw. Just
Yeah,
pow whip. Yeah. And those are the safest. That's how you know you're safe. If you do a throw and you hear if you hear a thud, like no smack, that's bad. You know, you got your wind knocked out of you and
Right.
you're like
Yeah.
But the louder you smack the mat, the safer it is. You know, it doesn't worry you.
That's a good
Yeah,
tip.
it was cool. There was one guy that used to train with us at 10th Planet. He moved away now, but we were just like getting to talking about martial arts in general, and he also grew up doing like Taekwondo and judo and wrestling, all the above, Muay Thai is one of his favorites.
Love that.
But he was like, yeah, I wish we did work more on break falls, and he started showing me like all the variety of them. He was just like throwing himself on the mat,
yeah.
like, flipping around and slapping. I was just like, whoa, dude, that is crazy.
Oh, I remember that day.
Yeah, we were there for the cold plunge.
Yeah.
We were doing our sessions. And
You did a cold plunge?
Yeah, we were.
I'm obsessed with them.
Really?
Have you ever?
Never. I refuse to. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Really?
Yes.
Refuse?
Well,
Okay.
it's because it started because the hot water in my apartment is always breaking in my complex. It's always breaking. And so last month, I had no hot water for like 2 weeks. I was like, I'm doing two sessions, 2 gym sessions. I had a roommate. He was staying with me. I would make him take a shower first to see if there was hot water, and I'd be waiting. He'd come out of the shower. He's like, "It's still cold." I'd be like, "No, the worst." Going, you're like, you're shocked.
for
You know.
sure.
And so I told myself I'm not going to do a cold plunge.
Yeah.
I won't.
After that,
Yeah,
you can't
That's
do it.
fair. Yeah. It's traumatizing for sure.
It's unpleasant.
Felt
It really
great
is.
after though.
See,
that
that's the
rush.
thing.
That's the only thing. It's
Yeah.
crazy. And for recovery, like injury recovery, it seems to help a lot. I don't know. Like, I remember taking a knee injury after one of my matches for Thursday Night Jiu-Jitsu that they host at 10th Planet. And it was like, I had hurt my knee before and it would take like 2 weeks to start even feeling better. Dude, I did one cold plunge and I was like, oh my God, it's like practically gone now.
Wow.
Like what the heck? I think there's something to this, It was still there after like the following day, but it wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I think there is something, there's a lot to this cold
Just
plunge thing.
releases the chemicals in your brain. Just
Something. I
fires
don't
them
know.
off.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, well, we had a really great instructor at the time too. Whenever we were doing them, that was
Yeah.
guiding us through it like really well. And there's a real awesome trick is putting on these little booties, and it just like if you
Yeah.
don't have those little booties, it's so much harder.
Really?
Yeah,
Why is that?
Your feet are so sensitive, so it's like it's sort of the same as like
That's
having
right.
your hands in it too, and it makes a world of difference.
yeah.
Interesting.
It makes it a little bit better. And they also taught us this method. What was it called? Do you remember?
Titration?
Titration.
What is that?
So it's essentially just like getting in slowly
Yeah.
at your own pace.
Yeah.
Wow,
not
I would have done
rushing.
the opposite. I'm like, just dump
Yeah,
me
do
in
it
there.
right
That's
Push me in.
another one. Yeah, if
Yeah.
that's what you're about. Yeah, they say go ahead and do that. But like for people that are real hesitant, you can just stand in it first. You don't have to dunk in.
And then get out.
and then get out.
And then get back in.
Yeah,
Interesting,
take a minute,
okay.
And go a
breathe.
little bit lower.
Yeah, there was a lot of emphasis on just like staying calm and relaxed, you know, and then you can like kneel down the next time you get back in, or if you're not ready for that, then don't worry, you know, hey, we just did
Yeah.
like up to your knees today, and that's great.
Amazing.
Good
What
job.
is that called?
Titration.
Titration.
yeah.
Amazing.
It was pretty cool, for
And,
sure.
yeah, it was really helpful because I mean, for me, I think when I would get down to my knees and stay there for like about a minute or so, maybe like 30 seconds to a minute, things were going numb. So I was like, okay, I can't even like feel it anymore. I think I can go lower now.
So how long do they recommend you stay in for?
I think it's like 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's different for like men or women. And then it's also different for women depending on like their cycle as well. Like you are
Interesting.
stronger or weaker just based on like where you're at in your cycle. It's
Yeah.
wild.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That was the one thing about the coaches there. Shout out Big Wave Industries.
Yeah, big wave.
Yeah. Just like so intuitive, so knowledgeable, just giving us all the facts,
Yeah.
all the figures, you know. Like,
That's great.
Like they push you to be better, but they also weren't like, you know, get it done because, you know, it works. But
Yeah.
it was just like, no, you're going to do it. It's fine. You're totally good.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love both. I love the big, tough meathead mentality.
yeah.
That's me. That's so me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, yeah. Whatever works for you, you know, that's essentially what it comes down to. And I think their idea was like a lot of people are intimidated by it, you know, and they think like, oh, you just got to get in and like shut up about it, you know. But they were very caring, you know, and very gentle. Like, no, take your time. It's okay. Just relax. Like, breathe
Love
through
that.
it.
We need that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not enough of that, unfortunately.
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
No, I really loved it. Like once I got into the full body, I would have like a desire to dunk my head all the way and just be like, it would feel
Wow.
so good. It was like going into a pool almost. Like I feel like I have more hesitation jumping into Barton Springs sometimes.
Which I
Interesting.
thought was so weird. Yeah, because she was like ready
Yeah.
to just submerge her entire body in the cold plunge.
Wow.
And then we go to Barton Springs, and I'm like, just jump in. Dude. I'm like, dude,
That's
you've done
so
cold
funny.
plunges. This is nowhere near that. Like, why?
So what is the experience being in it?
I mean, it's super freaking cold. So you're
Like the first 30 seconds is it you just want to get out.
So like your sensation is like your body's just like you're either gonna start shivering or relax through it. And if you start shivering, like it's good and bad because your body's doing the right thing. But also if it's too much, then you're pushing yourself too much. So you really have to regulate your breathing, and it's a mental game for sure. Like if you're just like, I can't do this, and you can't.
Oh,
Yeah,
felt that.
for sure. I mean,
I just feel like it's like refreshing. And you just kind of like relax into yourself, and you don't forget about the cold, but you start to be okay with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you have the sensation of like your body going numb, but not like dangerous, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can. Well, it's good to have a coach there too to like tell
Talk you
you
through
what
it.
the signs are of like danger. You know, like shivering while you're inside it can be one. You know, it's like, okay, now it's time to get out because your body's starting to
You're
go
in
into,
shock.
Like, exactly,
Yeah.
and like you need to start warming up. So yeah,
Yeah.
get out. You know, crazy story. We have one of the 10th Planet members. He did it before one of his matches, but he wanted to push it. You know, he was like, he kind of had that like brutish mentality. He's like, let's go.
Oh god.
Dude, he stayed in for, I think he said 15
I think
minutes.
so. 15, yeah.
And he got out and he said he could not warm up. And it's like,
Oh my
yeah, dude. It's like,
God.
of course you couldn't warm up.
Same thing happened to my friend. Him and his friend were having a competition who could stay in the longest. Same thing. After 15 minutes, could not. Yeah, he
Yeah.
made himself sick.
Dude, yeah, he said like hours later he still couldn't
How did
warm
his
up.
competition go?
He was still cold.
He was still
when
cold?
for his match. He was
Oh,
still cold.
oh
And
my
he was like,
gosh.
yeah, dude, I think
Yeah.
I messed up. And I'm like, yeah, for
Oh my
sure.
God.
They say it's good to do it before your match because then you don't, gas out as fast.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's so many like tricks that you can utilize, you know.
Oh
for competitions
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. My coach always told me, he's like, don't change your routine. The day of your competition. Like if you
Right.
wake up every morning and you smoke weed every morning,
that.
don't choose the day of your competition to stop.
Wow, that's
You brought
interesting.
it on what?
Yeah, exactly. Always keep
That's
the same
true.
routine.
Yeah, I mean that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
You know, because you're just adding more like stress, I guess. Or
Something. Yeah, I trust him.
for sure. Yeah.
One guy told us to take a nap. I was like, all right.
I do. I like that one. Resting. I'll usually before a competition, I'll take the week off. There's not much you can squeeze into a week that you're gonna pull off in a competition. Like you're already prepared. There's not much preparation you can do besides rest. Reduce your risk of injuries.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that one. Always have to get a good warm up before my first match.
Yeah. How
do
So
you
I don't
warm
gas up. I jump rope. I like to do a lot of cardio. I like to break a sweat first.
Okay.
Yeah. And then get my heart rate up, then let it rest, and then do a little stretching,
Yeah.
and then ready for the first match.
Okay.
But there's been some matches where I've gassed out. You're trying to pull a submission and your grips are dying. You're just
Yeah.
cramping up. Yeah, you're like, oh.
Yeah. Fatigue is real.
Fatigue is real. Yeah, you gas out twice as fast in competition.
Yeah. Just because everything is, I don't know, it's all on the line, I guess.
It's so
right?
much
like,
more.
Oh yeah, your adrenaline's a bit higher. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something that we only did Thursday night jiu-jitsu, but even then I was like, all right, just stay calm. It's all right.
You got the cameras and stuff too.
Yeah,
the
that's
people.
true.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah. It's a whole other element. There's people watching you and only you,
Yeah,
you know?
it's like a super fight. But what I liked was that, I thought that was going to be really intimidating, but because the lights are only on that, you can't really see outside of the perimeter.
Great.
So it's kind of you're just in your match.
You're on the stage, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you
it's
just
pretty
hear
good.
people shouting
Yeah.
things left and right.
Oh yeah, they'd love to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh no! At my last match, somebody was like, "You've got this, and I was like, "I don't know what that is."
Yeah, what is it?
Oh yeah, they were shouting out techniques or whatever. Because 10th Planet has its own set of jargon. You know?
Oh yes, yes.
100%, and I was like,
I
"She
haven't
doesn't know
learned
what
that one
is."
yet.
I love that.
Oh my gosh,
That was
so
pretty funny. But I mean, it's nice that they're there. They show up and they're trying to coach you through it
Yeah, I
too.
do love that.
A lot of the times it will be two people from the same gym, and it's just oh man.
Oh,
you gotta, this.
interesting.
Yeah, you gotta pick and choose when to say what to who, or you just let them ride,
Yeah, yeah.
So you've gone
Scrap.
through that at a competition, gone against somebody that you compete with or train with?
No, I have not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of fortunate.
I know. Yeah, I would love to do it though. I wouldn't mind. It's I've never had a bad match in competition. Honestly, it's always been good sportsmanship.
That's awesome.
Yeah, at
I
the
love
end
that.
we just hug, we laugh.
That's great.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had a bad experience.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's cool. So, what's been your toughest match? Do you think?
In my toughest match.
Or competition,
Usually the IBJJF
Yeah.
goes pretty hard. Yeah, you got people from pretty good schools. I mean, there's a lot of good schools around here.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely,
Yeah.
especially in I come in IBJJF. I like to do gi. I'm comfortable with the rule set.
Okay.
For sure. You have 6 blades, really good gi school. Usually, it's always a 6-blade competitor.
Really?
That fucking puts me through it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. When I see them in the bracket, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a good one. It's a tough one. Yeah.
And it's all gi only
Uh,
for IB. What was it?
IBJJF, yeah. I'll
okay.
do gi for IBJJF. This year I'll do no gi. Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And so, what other factors play into it that make it a little bit harder for that particular competition? Is it because you said you're comfortable with the rule set, right?
Oh yeah, because you have so many different rule sets. You got
Yeah.
ADCC, EBI, IBJJF,
Yeah.
and my first coach I said, "What's the rules?" He's like, "Don't worry about the rules.
Yeah.
Just get the submission."
Really? Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, he's like, just wait the submission, get the submission. So I've always been a submission hunter, just always looking for the submission. But some rule sets, they'll, if you have a locked in submission and they escape, it's an advantage on their end.
Yeah, a point system too is with those rules.
Yeah.
So it's
So I just be racking it up for them,
Yeah. Yeah, you're just constantly giving up. I'm trying to submit.
That's how I usually lose my matches.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, hey, that's how it goes, right?
Hey, winner, you learn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm like next time maybe.
Yeah, so I do, I would do a submission only match for sure.
And so now do you work more for points or you're still just going for submissions?
Submissions.
Yeah. Always going for submission, right?
Always, yeah. But right now, the struggle with me, the instructor at the Jiu-Jitsu gym I'm at right now, he said you can become high level. You can play at the highest level if you just get to their back. If your main motive is to just get to their back,
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I'm always looking for the throw. I'm like, what's the biggest throw I can get?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
My game's a little different, So there's there's some things I need to work on, getting to the back and stuff, because I'm always looking for the throw. And once I get that throw, they call it admiring your work, and a lot of judo players do it. They do the throw and they just kind of look at them. They don't continue. They're like, yeah, I got my throw.
Like, hell yeah.
And the next thing you know, they're back up, and they blast W.
Okay, yeah. Wow, that's funny.
So I like to admire my work. I get the throw. And he's like, no, you need to continue.
Yeah.
It's still going.
It's still going. Yeah, I'll stop.
I mean, we don't really frequent a lot of competitions or watch them. So are there a lot of people standing up and like tossing each other, or is it not as
In
common?
judo?
In jiu-jitsu matches?
No, it's still a lot of guard pulling.
Guard pulling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I think I'm like, I have this whole stand-up game, only to pull guard, and then take it to the ground.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I'm a fan of either way. Like, I totally don't have an issue with people pulling guard, and then like I think that stand-up game is fantastic. So it's like, I don't know. Are you a harper on people that like pull guard?
It's not my place, Yeah, I like a game. Your game's your game, If you're good at your game,
All right, that's what you're working with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stay true.
Yeah. So what's your typical go-to if someone does pull guard? Well, let me ask this actually. Do you get a little upset when someone pulls guard? You're just like, damn it.
It's hard because my passing isn't too good, I wish I was more of a pressure passer, but I'm pretty technical. I mean, I'm still little too. And with the whole game going in, they just get right in your legs. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
Trying to get the hooks off of you.
Yeah. Man, I hate that so much. When someone pulls guard, I'm just like, great. Okay, here we go.
If my flying knee slice pass don't work the first time, I'm like, I'm screwed.
Yeah. Try it again. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's one that we've recently gone over. It's a knee slice, but I mean, it's more of like just kind of cutting it out more.
Is it the
I guess
baseball slide?
Yeah, the baseball. They call it the baseball slide or whatever. Just like, don't even worry about like any of the frames or like anything like that. Just go around it and just slide out that way.
Interesting.
You're probably gonna end up like in north-south. If you're quick enough, then you can get like a side control or something. It's just
Amazing.
like, yeah. So that seems to work out pretty well most of the time. Yeah, you're just like, just get around it.
Easy, just get around it.
Yeah, instead of trying to like go through, Yeah.
I would love to see more competition. I'm excited that we get to go to a competition today because usually I would be working. And
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool that we get to do that. Do you enjoy watching?
Love it. I love it. Yeah. Shouts out. Main character jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
that's going on today.
Yeah, main character.
Yeah, I
We're stoked about that.
have one of my girlfriends fighting, Michaela.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
shouts out Michaela.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, is there's just one Michaela, right, that I've seen?
I
don't know.
don't think I've seen another
Another one?
Michaela. So
Michaela
cool.
Tar.
Yeah.
Car?
Tar?
Okay. Cool.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Michaela.
But shout out and good luck
Shout
today.
out
Yeah,
Michaela.
This will be afterwards, but
I know, yeah.
we can't wait to
This
see
is-
you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know a handful of people that are going to be competing for sure. No, actually, it's all women that we know, huh?
I think
I don't think we know any of the guys.
I only know Smitty through Instagram. Like I've seen him. I think. I mean, when he was at the gym, I was like, "Hey."
Yeah.
Oh, with the Spider-Man rush guard? I've seen him on Instagram.
Yeah, and so he's apparently, it seems like they're good friends. One of our previous guests, Rocio Cortez, they're like, they've been because they're both content creators, so
yeah.
they've been like making videos while he's been in town.
Oh, nice.
And then they started kind of a little feud with like this other. They're not a couple. Rocio and Smitty aren't a couple, but they started a feud with this couple apparently.
Amazing. Yeah, get the word out.
Funny. I didn't like. It took me a little while to realize that like that was like the concept of main character was it was like you're putting on a show, like you're the main character, and I was like, oh dang, that is cute.
Yeah.
And so like they.
Oh, I've
play
seen
into
some
the drama.
outfits. Yeah,
Exactly.
from the photos.
So that's where that's coming
Love it.
from. Yeah. They want people to be just like outlandish and ridiculous, you know.
Be like the Joker.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So we're excited. I mean, that the production value seems like high quality, you know.
real good.
Yeah, it's gonna be out in like I think what is it? It's looks like a rodeo sort of place. I don't know how
I
to
forget what it is.
the center that they're having it at. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. But I mean, we're in Texas, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, usually you have it at like the sports center or something.
Yeah, and this one's like it looks like they have rodeos there or something. There's definitely what are they called? I don't even know.
Arena? No, that's just a typical.
Maybe like an arena where they keep like horses or
A stable?
maybe a stable. No, not a stable. No, it's like the you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna get there.
I got off the rails.
Dude, being from Texas, I'm surprised I can't describe that. Like, I've never gone to the rodeos or anything like that, so I don't know.
I've been to one. Yeah. I love like state fairs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The
Really?
livestock shows.
Yeah.
I love
See,
seeing
I've
the
never been to
pigs.
one.
They have like lambs and goats. Yeah.
And they're just like hanging out, or what do you do?
I think they buy them.
Yeah,
Oh, people
so
buy them?
People buy
there's
them.
auctions, and there's also just like petting zoos, and then sometimes there's competitions with livestock
Oh,
too.
yes.
What kind
And
of
they're all like,
competitions?
look at my animal.
Show.
Just like look at it, yeah.
They're like a future farmers of America, you know, the
Yeah.
kids doing agriculture.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
All right.
they're like wrangling cows, or like they show their pig
That-
around.
yeah.
Have y'all seen that meme recently of that little girl with her pig?
Oh, with her
She's
serious
all-
face?
Yeah, she's like, it's
She's true to the game.
I haven't seen
I
it.
love that video. I'll show you. It's so
They
good.
all have serious faces too. I guess it's part of the
Yeah.
show.
For sure.
Yeah, I was trying to read the comments, trying to figure out what it was about because you know they don't give any information.
No
It's just like, look at
context.
this cool thing, and I think it's because they're supposed to maintain eye contact while they're controlling their livestock.
Interesting.
Yeah, so but it's like I think they're also supposed to like be serious and have a smile, so it's like eye contact and like smile, or I'm not sure. I don't know the rules,
I have
but I
no
know that
idea.
eye contact's part of it, so that's why they're just staring directly at the judges, and then so that way it shows like how much good control you have without having to like
Okay,
stare
I
at your
could see
animal.
that. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
I love how
wild out
people
here.
have their thing.
Yeah.
You know, our
Right.
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's just one of many for sure.
Yeah.
And they
It-
vary.
Speaking of which, do you? Well, I mean, gosh, your schedule seems so tight. Do you do
Yeah.
anything else outside of that, like work in jujitsu?
Just work in jiu-jitsu.
Really?
And I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, because I'm
that's
usually
awesome.
too tired.
Right.
Always too tired. Yeah. My coworkers try to get me to go out. Every once in a while, I'll be able to go out with them.
Yeah,
But I cut it early.
for sure. Yeah, you have to because you gotta get back to the gym the
Yeah.
next day.
Oh, yeah. Gotta stay hydrated. Gotta
Yeah.
stay recovered.
Yeah.
Stay rested.
What's the class schedule like for you? Do you have one like in the morning and the afternoon, or?
Yeah, we have an almost a noon class. It's turning into a noon class.
Yeah.
You know, it gets later and later every time, you know. So right now it's starting around 11
Okay.
to close to 1, 11 to 1.
Yeah.
The evening classes will be like 7 to 8:30, almost 9.
Cool.
Yeah, and then I'll do my 3-a-days. My 3-a-days is usually my Friday, so I'll have my wrestling class in the morning.
Oh, okay.
The class at 11, and then
Yeah.
the evening class.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you're
So
able
awesome.
to pull that off every day, just like 11 o'clock class, and then like evening class after that.
Most days, you know,
days,
I don't have trouble. I don't have trouble skipping a class. If I'm too tired, I'll skip. You know,
Okay.
I don't beat myself up about it like I used to
That's good.
years ago. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I can't believe I'm missing class or no days off. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
once it becomes a lifestyle, it's a lifestyle. You know, you don't have to worry about taking a day off because you know you're gonna jump right back in the next day.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
A lot of people really especially when they first start a routine, like a workout routine, they get discouraged when they skip a day, turns
Sure.
into 2, turns into 3, a week, 2 weeks. Then they kind of fall off because they're like, well, I'm not going, I'm not going every day. What's the
Yeah.
point of even going? You know, it's not like that.
Yeah, we've definitely tried to make it a point not to do that.
Yeah,
'Cause as
exactly.
much as we can miss, you know, because things just happen, and then it's like, no, we gotta go.
You put a
Like, we
lot
gotta
of
go back.
pressure on yourself doing that.
For sure. Yeah.
That's true. It's all like sad.
And then you're like, oh, you know, you think you're falling behind, you know, everyone's
Oh,
getting
yeah.
better than you. You have your bad days.
Yeah.
Dude, and you know what? To that point, like I have noticed for like some of the guys that I have rolled with, and I was like, oh, we're pretty like evenly matched. That's awesome. And then I'll miss like a few weeks or whatever, and then come back, and I'm like, oh man, they got so much better. Like, like, damn it, dude. And then, like I notice it too in like striking classes, you know, because I'll take like boxing and kickboxing, and going back to those, I'm just like, wow, I am rusty. Like,
Oh, that one's such a tough one though, because you really have to stay in the rhythm of that, you know, and then you just like keep it going.
yeah. It's
So
interesting.
do you notice, you know, when you come back, you're like, oh, my cardio is off, or oh, my strength's off.
That too. Oh yeah, especially cardio. When you're rolling, my God.
Yeah.
You're just like getting gassed.
Did they change the time?
Who reset the clock?
How long have we been going? Gosh.
Yeah.
I remember, was it, no, I had one match that went the entire 8 minutes that was allowed. Oh my God, I was so exhausted afterwards.
Must have been a battle.
No, yeah, it was. And he was constantly on the offense, and I was all defense the entire time.
Was that the
It
one
was
where you
so
got out of
exhausting.
3 triangles?
Yeah, I got caught in 3 different triangles, dude. And I was like, yeah, and I like used the same escape each time. But it was exhausting. And then, so then we have overtime. What is it? EBI? EBI overtime.
What position did you start in?
We both went for the back.
Okay.
Yeah, we started in back position. And thankfully, oh my God, thankfully, there is a class that they have at 10th Planet where the instructor always does positional live rounds at the end of class. Every class.
That's how we do it at my gym right now.
Yeah, and then that's where I was like, okay, I think I can get this. I felt pretty confident, you know? And yeah, and then I did end up taking the win because of it.
Amazing.
Yeah. But I was so tired, dude. But, you know, I had already had that, like, I guess, like, learning in that position, you know, and been doing it for however long. And I'm like, okay, I think I can do it, but I am tired, man.
Oh my gosh, when you have those matches that last the whole time.
Yeah.
I've had matches, not a lot, but I've had some matches where I've gotten the submission like first 30 seconds.
Oh, that's
Wow,
so
that's
cool.
awesome.
No sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, all right, I'm ready for my next one.
Right,
you know?
ready to go.
But once you have like, you know, a 6-minute match, you're gassed, and you know they give you a couple minutes to prepare for the next one.
Oh
It's
my
oof,
gosh.
that's hard, you know.
Yeah.
Or if like you're taking turns waiting for matches, if they're going by fast, you're not getting a lot of time to rest,
Right.
you know.
Yeah,
It's tough.
yeah.
I can only imagine.
I mean, it's a whole experience for sure. Usually, are these competitions like an all-day thing for you?
They will be,
Yeah.
yeah. If it's like teammates competing, I'll go get there early, you know,
Oh, hell yeah.
whenever they start. And I do like to get there. I think the last one I did, I can't even remember the last one I did. Maybe like a year ago.
Okay.
There was heavy traffic, you know, and I'm glad I got there because I think it was in Waco, and
Oh,
so they were doing some construction. So some people were stuck in traffic for like 5 hours when it's like I think a 3-hour drive.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
well,
but
yeah,
I got there
too.
early enough. Yeah, some people had to drop out of their bracket because they could not make it.
dude,
You know, they're
that's
calling
awesome.
for them.
Terrible.
Yeah, that sucks.
I hate you,
that.
Waco, for that.
Dude, for whatever reason, there's always construction there now. I think,
Oh, is there?
Yeah, because we have to go. Well, we don't have. We go up to Fort
Yeah, we
Worth
go to
a lot.
Fort
We have family over there, both of us. So yeah, it's just always around that area. There's always construction, and I think it's like a known thing too for people that are constantly traveling, you know, up and down 35.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
They took me through all these detours. I
Yeah.
was bumper to bumper, just so
Oh my
slow.
gosh.
Yeah,
I've
it's
always
wild.
hated it. Whenever he goes on his own, I'm like, how's Waco?
yeah. I think last time I went though, I think it's finally cleared up.
One time recently when we went, yeah, it wasn't.
Right.
It was like we got through it, and I was just like, what? It was so new.
But
Wow.
I don't remember like any construction anywhere. Was there? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Either way.
But I feel like the next time it was back.
Yeah, right. Like
Yeah.
it comes and goes.
Or like just a break a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's been like years. What is
Yeah.
going on?
That's one thing I've been hearing a lot about from El Paso is that there's constantly construction now.
On the west side?
Yeah, west side. I mean, like I-10, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And since there's a lot of people living there now too, like more people, you know, it's just congested. It's just the traffic's getting really bad too.
Yeah, last time I was there about 2 years ago, Sullen Park had a lot of construction.
Yeah.
I couldn't even recognize the roads.
Yeah, dude, they're building a lot more like overpasses too, you know,
Oh,
like
wow.
extra highways and stuff. Yeah, because of the congestion, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
You know, that made me think, whenever you were like, that you enjoyed your time in El Paso and everything, how'd you decide to leave?
My dad was living here. I had some family here, living here already. So when I graduated school, I was like, I'm going to just make the move to Austin.
Nice,
Okay.
yeah, just change it up a little bit.
Yeah. I do miss El Paso, though. The food is just so good.
Yeah.
The people are so friendly. It's the culture.
They're a little nicer.
And they say
Everyone's
shade.
cousin. Everyone's cousin.
Yeah,
Everyone's
right.
primo.
For
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think generally speaking, in Texas, people are friendlier, you know, because we have a lot of people coming from like California and New York, and people. I hear a lot of people say like, "Yeah, everyone's like really nice." It's just like, yeah, I guess that's
interesting.
not
I
common.
want to see what it's like out there.
Dude, I mean, just this morning, I went to go pick up coffee at like our usual coffee spot, and like everyone's just like, morning. Everyone's like saying hi to each other, you know. I'm like, man, that's so nice.
That is nice.
You
Yeah.
know, like,
pleasant.
like we don't even know each other, but we're just here at the same time, in the same spot.
I love the human interaction.
Yeah.
For
It can.
sure.
That's cool.
Yeah, I also though I have been upstate once, like in the New York area. I did kind of enjoy just like the bluntness of things, though. Like people are just like very like, I don't know, like what do you want from me? Like what are you expecting? They ask me for directions. What do I look like? You know?
That sounds like my kind of people.
Yeah, I kind of like that too, but I don't know if I can have that all the time.
I need some
Why are you so
sensitivity.
mean?
I
Yes.
might get a little sad, like I'm just asking for help.
Figure it out on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I wanted to ask you just real quick. Do you watch any like TV shows or anything like that?
I don't.
Really?
If I watch something, they're instructionals. Yeah, I do watch instructionals.
All right. I love that. Because I personally, I haven't been too familiar with like the latest, you know, TV shows or anything like that. Like I will dabble in it here and there, but people will talk like at work about, you know, movies and shows, and I have no idea what's going on.
I know TV shows are like an episode's like an hour and a half now.
Oh, really? I didn't
TV
notice
shows
that.
are
Yeah.
long.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and the seasons are maybe like 6 episodes. Totally
Yeah.
changes the way I used to watch TV back in
Right.
the day. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like
25
that.
minutes.
Dude,
Yeah, with commercial breaks in between.
Yeah, and then reruns were like a thing. I mean, I guess now they don't really have reruns because everything's just there. You can
Interesting.
pick it up.
That means you have to make more and more content. Yeah,
Right?
if you're not rewatching it.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder how many people are actually rewatching stuff out there.
Well, people get comfortable. Well, they use certain shows as like a comfort watch. Like I know some people are like,
Oh, right.
I'm on my 3rd time watching da da da. You know.
Yeah.
The Office people.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Are y'all the Office people?
I know.
No,
I never
I've
got into it.
I don't think I've seen it all the way through before.
No, I never.
Yeah.
My parents are though. They put
Really?
it on to sleep every night.
It's so funny. Like I like little funny parts to it. I can appreciate the
Sure.
humor of certain things, but I could never like watch so many episodes in a row. I don't think.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I got into it for a little bit, but it wasn't like I wasn't watching it. What's the word? Consecutively, right? Like the one episode after the next that follows. That
Oh,
episode.
okay.
Yeah, I was kind of just like picking random episodes here and there.
Oh, nice.
Just all over
That's
the
a cool
place.
way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my parents have that playing all the time.
Yeah. Wow. So are people kind of surprised with that about you when you tell them you don't really watch TV?
Of it, yeah. But growing up too, my grandparents, you know, they were old. They didn't speak much like good English
Okay,
either.
yeah.
So we only had cable. So I wasn't up to date with the newest movies coming out. I never watched Harry Potter.
Yes.
I never seen Star Wars.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you haven't seen
That's
any-
more surprising. Yeah, that's very surprising to people.
People are all like, "You haven't seen that?"
I don't know, have no idea. But I'm huge on pop culture. I love pop culture.
Okay.
Cool.
So I know of it. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not I'm not living under a rock or anything,
Okay.
but I'm familiar. Yeah, but I don't think people believe that I don't watch TV.
Yeah.
I don't turn on my TV. I don't
Yeah.
have one in my bedroom. I keep it in the living room.
Yeah.
Haven't turned it on in 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Good for you, dude.
Always so busy.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a roommate from Australia who comes down to train.
Oh, cool.
Him also, he was with just with me for about a month and a half.
Okay.
He never touched the TV either.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like same way. He just always watching instructionals.
Yeah.
He actually put me on watching instructionals.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Dude,
and
that's
that's
great.
so smart. I tried to transform my Instagram into all jiu-jitsu
Ah.
so that I wasn't like spending time doom scrolling. I was like,
On
"All right,
your
whatever, I'm
explore
gonna
page?
watch." Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. Mine's all jiu-jitsu and judo.
Yeah.
I love
That's
it.
great, dude. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
just content.
Well, I'm glad to know that there's people out there that are like that.
Yeah.
that
You
don't
guys
watch
aren't.
TV.
You guys don't watch TV?
We do.
Yeah, we do. We'll like watch with breakfast. We'll watch either a comedy special or we'll throw on a random movie. But
Yeah.
I think I've been every once in a while. I was like, hey, you want to watch the da 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 fight?
Yeah. Well, we'll
Oh,
throw
I'm
on some
all about that.
jiu-jitsus.
I'll always watch a match. I'm always watching a match. Yeah.
I mean, there's always there's always matches to watch for sure
Yeah.
because you got stuff constantly on UFC Fight Pass. Thursday Night Jiu-Jitsu always has productions
Yeah.
going. I mean, yeah.
You remember when we watched all the old school UFCs, like the very first ones?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's kind of how
yeah.
we started. I started showing her all the old UFCs, and I was like, so
I was like, this is crazy.
yeah, I was like,
Oh yeah, there's some like classic matches people always reference,
Yeah.
you know, and you know those are the ones that put the old black belts on, you know.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
like, you gotta play ode, you know.
yeah. I mean, that's how I kind of introduced it to her. You know, I was like, so there's this thing called Jiu-Jitsu that kind of like just took everything, you know, and like it took the whole martial arts community by surprise. And they're just like, what? You can wrestle people? Is that fair?
Is that fair?
You're not just punching them the whole time?
Yeah, because everybody was all about, you know, the striking arts, you know, the karates and the kung fu's and all that. And then it's like, oh, as soon as they get like tangled up, they were kind of helpless.
Yeah, and they were matching him against anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have like someone so small and against someone so big.
Right, yeah, that was a
No weight
huge
limit. You
promotion.
can choose if you were bare knuckle or not.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, great advertisement for the sport.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
But now,
Bring
I mean,
it back.
I know, dude. Now it's like it's an entirely different game. Everybody knows everything, you know, and you have to be well rounded.
Yeah, the game's so different.
Yeah. But it's great that jiu-jitsu itself is like becoming its own empire, right? Like there's all these different rule sets, you know, that you can go and participate in, you know, whichever you're comfortable with. And then the explosion of no-gi too, you know, it's made that transformation as well. Like, yeah, it's great. And we're in the hub. We're in the center.
The Mecca. It's
Yeah.
insane, right?
That's so wild.
It is
You have
really
the best
cool.
schools here.
Yeah, and just by chance too. It's not like we thought like, hey, let's go to Austin because that's
Yeah.
where jiu-jitsu's happening. Like we were already here.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember when it blew up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was already doing jiu-jitsu about 2-3 years.
Oh, cool.
Because it blew up about two years ago.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just extremely fortunate, you know.
We were like, we're training under like super well-known people.
Yeah.
They're just like around us.
Right.
And you don't, you know, it's great being in a room where you're not the best, you know, and it's hard for some, but you don't, and you like you were saying, you can't see your progress, you know.
Yeah.
You're always just getting your butt kicked every day, you
Right,
know.
yeah.
But slowly you are, especially, you know, you don't realize how high of a level you're training at,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, exactly.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I mean, you just really just got to stick to it, you know.
Just
That's all
gotta
I'm saying.
do
Just
it
keep
every
going.
day.
Just show up.
Just
Yeah.
show up.
Do y'all think it'll get into the Olympics?
No.
No.
Really?
I think if they have to find a rule set,
Right. That's true.
a rule set everyone can agree on.
Judo is an Olympic sport, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
very strict on their rules too.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
The rules
Maybe-
are always changing too.
Yeah.
They're always taking moves away.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean, yeah, that happens with a lot of sports, right? I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think if they get a set of rules,
Yeah.
I think definitely it can become one.
Yeah. What set of rules are your favorite? Do you think?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
80cc.
80cc,
rules,
yeah.
yeah, for sure. I think that's been the best one, most spectator friendly too.
Yeah, for sure.
Got to keep it spectator friendly.
Yeah.
It's true.
Do they have a get down rule? Like if you stay standing too long for like 30 seconds or whatever, then you guys just have
No,
to get down?
no,
Or
no.
Okay.
I just know in like I think like the finals, no guard pulling. You don't do guard pulling.
Oh, really?
There
Okay.
has to be contact, right?
Contact.
It has to be contact. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can get with that for sure.
Yeah.
I think I appreciate EBI more so though.
A lot of
I
people
that
like
more
it.
so.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems more like submission oriented. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I
Is
mean,
that-
it's not
am I wrong
point
saying?
based, so.
Yeah, and it's not point based.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of points.
Me neither. Points. No.
Yeah. I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah. Submission
Yeah,
only.
but then sometimes they're like, well, in EBI, like you just stalled the entire time, and then you've got your 2 overtime, rounds, and then it's just like you were competing just for that.
Yeah, that
A
is
lot. That's a strategy. Yeah, there's
It
a
is.
lot of strategy to it.
Yeah, and that is one strategy I also don't prefer. Like I'm like, okay, just try to make something happen. Like
Yeah.
don't just try to avoid. Anybody can do that, really. But I get it. It's beneficial.
game's
Whatever
the
your
game.
whatever your
Yeah, the
goals
game's
are.
the game, baby.
Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna talk smack about it.
Right. Let's get you in there.
Exactly, dude. Because it's hard. Oh my god, it is so hard
Yeah.
being in there.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Yeah.
So we'll see you at Worlds.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
And then what's
yes.
your future looking like? What do you think?
Ooh, let's see. Probably still cooking.
Yeah.
I do catering too.
Cool.
If y'all ever need a caterer, if any of y'all ever need a caterer, hit me up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
what's up.
But other than that, I'm just gonna keep training,
Heck yeah.
doing the best I can, being the best training partner I can for my teammates.
That's
That's
amazing.
probably the biggest goal for me.
So you're not
That's
stopping
awesome.
anytime soon.
Heck
no
no.
plans to stop.
No plans to
Yeah.
stop.
Going for
That's
the black
awesome.
belt. and
Big
beyond.
dog. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's what's up. I
Yeah.
love that.
That's amazing.
I mean, we'll see you on the mats, and y'all watch out.
Oh yeah.
Watch out for
Thank
Aya.
you so much for joining us. We really appreciate
Thank you,
guys.
and I
Thank
had
you.
so much
We can't
fun.
thank you enough. And yeah, guys, just remember if you're interested in coming on, you see your friends on here, like we'd be glad to have you. Hit us up, contact us through them or just reach out to the podcast on Instagram,
The crazier, the better.
Yeah. I mean, Aya was one, she just reached out to us, and I was like, yeah, dude, for sure. We would love to have you on. Like, let's do it. So yeah, anybody who's anybody, come on down.
Yeah,
And-
we are so interested to find out about anything.
Yeah, and do you want to plug your Instagram or anything?
I'll
or-
plug my Instagram. It's the number 2 uni UNI.spoon SPOON 2
Okay.
uni spoon.
All right.
It's my handle.
Yeah. Can I ask you about that name? What is?
Well, that's my second Instagram account. My first one was just uni spoon.
Okay.
So I got to put a little number 2 next to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Forever uni spoon. 2
Yeah.
uni spoon.
What
yeah.
is the? Does it mean anything? The name Uni Spoon?
It's like a dish,
a dish.
uni on a spoon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, a
was-
little ode to cooking. Yeah.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, if you look at my Instagram, it's mostly martial arts and cooking. I love the aesthetic.
Yeah.
I love cringy posts too. Yeah. I love them. Yeah.
We can't be in the posting world without some cringe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
It
I
keeps
gotta have
interesting.
it. Yes.
Yeah, something a little different.
But we'll put that information in the bio or the description as
definitely
well.
find it in the description. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us again. Okay,
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.